Hey everybody, I'm in my car, so I don't know how this is going to come out. It's pouring down rain, and it's a Sunday afternoon, and I should be doing a 5-mile run. But I just took my grandson back home. I had him for the weekend, and whenever I have him for the weekend, it usually cuts into my running because I have to stay with him. I don't have anybody else to watch him, and he's 9 years old, and I hate to leave him by himself and go out on a run, So anyway, if it clears up a little bit when I get home, I'm going to try to get a 5-miler in. If not, I'll just do a half-hour walk on my treadmill and then try to do my 5-miler Monday or Tuesday. It'll be late, but at least maybe I can get it in. We'll see how that goes. Hey everybody, this is going to be episode 126 of the LostTrailRunner Podcast. I hope you enjoy it. This will be the second, I believe, podcast of the year. Should have been about the third one for 2019, but as usual, I didn't do any recording. Mainly because I didn't feel like I had a whole lot to talk about. I was just doing basic, easy training, basically running 3 days a week and doing some cross training in between. Last week I did get in more, and of course it all fell apart this week. Of course I had 2 good weeks, last week and the week before last. I had 2 good weeks of training, so I don't feel too bad by ending up skipping some days this week. That way it's like have 2, I won't call them hard weeks, but more more workouts and then have a week of not rest, but an easy week. So this week I've only had like one run and two walks on my treadmill. The run was outside and it was a good run, even though I got drowned. I went out to Stone Mountain, I think it was last Tuesday afternoon, and I was going to do like a 3-miler, or a little over 3 miles. So I ran out 1.5 miles, and it was one of these runs where I run for 10 minutes easy, then run. I think I was going to run 20 minutes at my alleged race pace, and then 10 minutes cool down, so to give me like 40 minutes. And so I got out 1.5 miles and turned around to come back, and it started pouring down rain. I mean, I was on the back side of the mountain, and there's what we used to call the 2-mile hill when the Atlanta Track Club had a 5-mile race out there. Anyway, it was like a river coming down that hill as I was trying to run back up it. It was coming down. So by the time I got back to the car, my shoes were full of water and I was soaking wet. And I've got a small SUV, and I had the back tailgate up, which shelters you from the rain. Well, then the wind started blowing, so it was blowing the rain right in on me anyway. So, but it was a great run. I mean, sometimes runs like that just turn out good. I mean, I don't mind running in the rain. Now, I do mind running in thunder and lightning, but it wasn't that. It was just a hard rain, and I kind of liked it. The only part I don't like is when I'm soaking wet and then I got to try to dry off enough to get in the car without getting the seats all wet. But anyway, I got that in on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I took off for no apparent reason, except things just didn't work out as far as me getting a run in. I think it's called procrastination, but anyway, I didn't run those 3 days, and then I got my grandson Friday afternoon, so I couldn't run, and I just walked on the treadmill for about 1.7 miles. So this week I've had 2 treadmill walks for a little over 3 miles, and 1 run for a little over 3 miles. So I'm probably sitting at about maybe 6.5 miles for the week. And today's supposed to be that 5-miler, and with the rain, I mean, it's 43 degrees and rainy, and by the time I get home, I'm gonna have to decide what I want to do, whether I want to go out and run in the rain or just skip it, walk some on the treadmill, do a little bit of bike trainer, and then do my 5-mile run either Monday or Tuesday. More than likely Tuesday, because I have a part-time job out at Stone Mountain Golf Course, and I'm not scheduled for Tuesday, so that would be a good day to get my run in. Probably do it in the morning because I don't know if she's back from Las Vegas or not. Her and her husband went out to Las Vegas. It was their wedding anniversary, and that's where they got married, and was in Las Vegas, so they decided to go back out there to celebrate their anniversary. And I hope they had a grand time. They love going out there. But I think she comes back tomorrow. I'm not sure. So maybe she'll run with me Tuesday or Wednesday. If she runs with me Tuesday, what I'll do is I'll try to do my 5-miler in the morning and then run with her in the afternoon. I'll get 2 workouts in, and things will be fine. So where are we in my grand scheme? There's a race that there's a stretch of road in Gwinnett County where I live called the Ronald Reagan Parkway. It's a divided parkway that runs from basically Lilburn to Snellville. I would say it might be 13 miles. But every year they close it down to run a race on it. They close it like next Friday. It's going to be closed at 11 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And then they run, they used to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a marathon, but I think they cut it back now to just a 5K and a 10K. They may have the half still, but I don't know for sure. But I was thinking maybe I'd just go run the 5K that day. It's not on my schedule, and I haven't talked to my coach about it, but Tuesday when we have our little get-together talk, maybe I'll tell him I want to do that and see what he says. Because I think my first trail race is March 9th, 4.3 miles. And we had planned on that one, but we haven't planned on this one. So I'll talk to him about it. You can probably hear my windshield wipers going. I'm sitting at a traffic light. So we'll cut off the recording for now, and I'll come back in a little bit. I've got some notes at home written down, things I wanted to talk about, which I have no clue what they are right now in the car. So I'm just going to have to wait until I find my notes, and then I can come back and continue. Okay? See ya. I'm back. I found my notes. Now I'm ready to go. Looks like some of this stuff's a little redundant. I have written on here, this is the second podcast of the year, which I already brought that up. Originally, for some reason, thought it was the first one, but I recorded one in January and totally forgot all about it. Being so inconsistent, I can't even keep up with when I record a podcast. Anyway, if I can get one of these out every month, I'll call it a win for right now. Okay? So hopefully we can stick with that. And at the end of last year, I bought a new phone, which I have started using to record on because I have a Hindenburg field recorder on that phone, and I use Hindenburg Journalist software on my Mac, so I can just transfer my recordings directly without any problem at all to my Mac whenever I'm trying to run one of these podcasts. So basically I went on a spree. I bought the phone, and then the second thing I bought was a Apple Watch Series 4, and then I just have got a new Mac Mini, which I got on the 22nd of February. And none of that is directly related to running, except in being able to record on the run with my phone. And I really love that Apple Watch. I didn't think I would. I don't even know why I bought it. It's just one of those things, you know. I just said, I really like the looks of that thing. I think I'm just going to buy one. And as it turned out, I had originally thought that the thing wouldn't be as practical as my Garmin for running, but I found an app called iSmoothRun, and that app is really a good app. I mean, you can customize runs on it. You can send information to any other software that you use, like STRAVA or any of those. And I just like that watch. The only drawback I have with it is the battery life on. I mean, you got to charge it every day. I get up around 5:30 in the morning and put it on, and when I get ready to go to bed, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, it's down to about, I'd say in the 40s, maybe 30s. So it needs to be charged every day. I don't think I could squeeze out 2 days with it unless I turned off some functions. And I didn't buy it to turn off functions personally. I mean, people say, well, you can get longer battery life if you turn off heart rate and do all these other things. Well, that isn't why I bought a watch, is to turn everything off. If I wanted to have a plain old wristwatch, I just would have bought a Timex, But when I bought a watch like this, I want every function on there to work, and all the apps that I want on my watch, and that's what I do. And if that makes the battery have to be charged every day, that's what I do. Anyway, kind of a rant, isn't it? But that was on my notes. And another thing is I just completed my schedule for the first part of the year. And as I mentioned, I think a little bit earlier, I've got a race scheduled for the 9th of March. It's my first trail race of the year, and I've got 2 others planned. I've got one planned on May 4th, and I've also got one planned on June 15th. And the longest of the 3 is 4.3 miles. All 3 of them are short races. One of them's I think a 3-miler. The other one's maybe even 2.8. It's not a long race at all, which is fine. That's what I wanted to do. And of course, there's Peachtree coming up in July, and it's going to be my 40th Peachtree. So I don't know. After 40, will I go to 41? Who knows? And in this February, which isn't over yet, we've had the coldest and the warmest days of the winter. We've had weather in the 20s with wind blowing and miserable, and we've had temperatures high as 78, which was last week. So, but then we've had a lot of rain thrown in the middle of that. So I don't mind running in the rain, but I don't like running in complete downpours like the other day when I got caught out at Stone Mountain on that run. And it's been raining for the past couple of days. I got a run in yesterday. I did a tempo run over at Mountain Park, and the weather was overcast all day long, and it kind of rained on and off all day. And I went over to Mountain Park about probably 4:30 in that range, maybe a little later, and got my run in, came home, and everything's fine. And then it started raining after I'd been home about an hour. So hopefully, I had mentioned the Reagan run, and that's tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to run it or not. I haven't decided. I haven't registered. If I get up in the morning and go over there and they have on-site registration, I might do it. If not, the parkway is closed down until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So what I might do, if I don't run the race, I might go over to Bethesda Park, which is right off the Ronald Reagan Parkway, park my car, and then run down to the parkway and do my run on the parkway tomorrow. It's really supposed to be an off day, but today I haven't done anything, so this is going to be my off day. And tomorrow would be a cross-training day because that's what the day was supposed to be, but it'll be an easy run day if I go run on the parkway. Because I was supposed to be on a video conference last Tuesday night with my coach, and I forgot all about it. So I never even brought up running that race this weekend. So, I mean, that's no big deal, but I figure, I may not. If I do it, it's only a 5K. If I don't, I can still run over on the parkway. So, anyway, that's how it goes. This isn't going to be a very long podcast, I don't guess, since I don't have much to talk about past what I've talked about. So I guess we'll try to get another one out maybe in a couple of weeks and see if I'm consistent or not. So I'll see you later. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. We'll be here next time. Keep the emails coming in and be sure to subscribe. You can listen to this podcast a lot of places now. You can listen to it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, and of course iTunes. And there might be some others that I've forgotten about, but I don't know which ones they are.